Wealth is not a coincidence. Success is not a secret. And getting rich, truly rich, is not reserved for the lucky. It is engineered by those who understand the laws. Not the hype, not the trending topics, not the surface tricks, but the laws that govern value, discipline, intention, and execution. You're not here to play small. You're not starting a business to be average. You're here to build something that lasts, something that moves through generations, something that feeds both your pocket and your purpose. And I'll tell you right now, if you want to get rich from business, don't start with the product. Start with the person you. Because money doesn't come to the unprepared. Wealth doesn't flow to the hesitant. And the marketplace does not reward passion, it rewards precision. It rewards clarity. It rewards the entrepreneur who has trained their character to carry what they're building. So let's lay it down. Not theory, not fluff, just truth. The kind of truth that builds empires. The kind that makes money chase you. The kind that turns a startup into a system, a freelancer into a founder, a beginner into a blueprint for others to follow. You want to get rich? Then engrave this in your bones. Wealth is attracted to structure. It flees from chaos. And if your life is disorganized, your business will be a mirror of that. You can't outrun the law of reflection. Your outer success will never outgrow your inner discipline. The first surefire way to get rich when starting a business is to build around clarity. Not noise, not trends. Clarity. Know exactly who you serve, what you solve, how you solve it, and what makes your offer undeniable. If you're fuzzy, you're broke. If you're general, you're invisible. The world doesn't pay people who dabble. It pays people who own the solution. Become the person whose answer is so crystal clear, it cuts through the fog of the internet and lands straight into someone's heart. But clarity is only power if it leads to the second law. Relentless consistency. You can't dip in and out of your dream and expect compound results. Wealth doesn't respond to inspiration. It responds to rhythm. Wake up, build, market, refine, deliver, repeat, not when you feel like it. Every day. The early days of business aren't about perfection, they're about repetition. And repetition builds trust both in the market and in yourself. If you're not consistent, you're not serious. You're just flirting with business. But when you show up consistently, you train the universe to recognize you. You train your audience to rely on you. You build momentum that even self-doubt can't slow down. And momentum, friend, is one of the rare currencies that the rich protect with their lives. Now, let's go deeper because this third principle separates those who earn a living from those who create wealth. You must sell transformation, not tools. Don't get caught up selling features, widgets, or data points. Sell the end state. Sell the after picture. Sell the emotional shift that happens when someone says yes to your offer. Rich entrepreneurs don't push product. They present new identities. They help people become someone better. And people don't buy products, they buy change. If you want to get rich, become a master at describing the destination in vivid, emotional, powerful detail. And make sure your product delivers it. But all of that collapses if you skip number 4, the unglamorous, non-negotiable rule of the wealthy. Learn to manage cash like a soldier manages ammo. Every dollar has a job. Every expense must justify its existence. Don't blow your early profits on validation. Don't flex. Don't upgrade your lifestyle because Stripe sent you a good month. Keep your business lean, your margins thick, and your focus locked in. Because the difference between a profitable entrepreneur and a stressed-out operator is cash flow discipline. And don't let that word scare you. Discipline is not punishment. It is protection. It protects your business from chaos. It protects your mind from pressure. It keeps the lights on while others are scrambling for loans. Rich builders become financially dangerous by being fiscally disciplined. That's the quiet power behind every empire. Now we step into principle 5, the one most skip, and that's why they stay poor. Build systems, not dependency. If your business dies when you stop working, you don't own a business, you own a job. And that's a prison with a fancy name. The rich build machines, systems that can run, market, sell, and deliver with or without them. From day one, think like a system builder. Document, automate, delegate. Free your time so you can scale your thinking. Because no matter how hard you work, you will always be limited by hours. But when you build systems, you multiply your impact. And listen, it's not about hiring a team too soon. It's about designing repeatable actions. Turn everything you do more than once into a process. Turn that process into a procedure. Then train someone. That's how you duplicate wealth, not by doing more, but by building better. Let's breathe into Principle 6, the one that magnetizes wealth without even trying. Master persuasive communication, not sleazy selling, not manipulation, truth in motion. The ability to describe a problem so well that your customer says, they get me. The ability to frame your offer in language that moves people, emotionally and logically. The ability to write, speak, post, pitch, and teach in a way that makes people lean in. This is not optional. This is oxygen for your business. The rich are not always the smartest, but they are always the clearest. Confused minds don't buy. But hearts that feel seen, they convert. So study copywriting, learn storytelling. Practice explaining things in simple, clear, emotional terms. Your voice is not just an expression, it is a weapon. And the marketplace rewards those who use it well. But no weapon is stronger than the seventh principle. Solve painful, urgent, real problems. Don't start a business to express yourself. Start a business to serve the marketplace. Ask not, what do I want to sell? Ask, what do they need so badly? They'll crawl through fire to get it. The most successful businesses solve bleeding problems, ones that keep people up at night, cost them time, dignity, money, peace. If your offer is a vitamin, you'll need to beg. If your offer is a painkiller, you'll never run out of demand. Want to get rich? Find the pain, sit with it, study it, talk to it, and then build your offer like a surgeon builds a cure. The eighth law, guard your mind like your fortune depends on it, because it does. You are your most valuable asset. Not your logo, not your website, not your product, you. And if your mindset is broken, your decisions will be too. Protect your focus. Detox from comparison. Learn to think long-term. Feed your brain more than your feed. This is not optional, it's defensive wealth building. The rich are not just rich in money, they're rich in perspective. They train their minds to see patterns others miss. They interpret failure as data, not identity. They filter emotions through logic. They stay steady in storms. And that steadiness, that's how you scale. Not with force, with focus. Ninth, treat your customer like a lifetime relationship, not a one-time transaction. This is the secret most miss. Rich entrepreneurs don't chase clients. They nurture them. They build so much trust, so much value, that each buyer becomes a believer. And believers bring other believers. Over-deliver. Communicate. Thank them. Ask for feedback. Make them feel seen. Because retention is wealth. Referrals are wealth. Reputation is wealth. Treat people like they matter because they do. And when you do, the marketplace rewards you with loyalty, longevity, and leverage. And finally, the 10th Surefire law. Never stop becoming more valuable. Markets change. Technology shifts. Audiences evolve. But if you commit to constant personal growth, you will always stay in demand. Your income will never outgrow your personal development. So keep sharpening, keep studying, keep mentoring, keep upgrading. If your business stops growing, it's because you did. Don't fear reinvention, initiate it. Don't wait until you're irrelevant to evolve. Stay sharp, stay fluid, stay dangerous. Because in the end, the wealthiest entrepreneurs are not just rich in revenue, they are rich in discipline, clarity, courage, wisdom, and identity. They don't chase success. They become the kind of person to whom success is drawn. You want to get rich? Then don't chase the money. Chase the laws. Build by them. Live by them. And let the world pay you for the strength of your structure. Let me make it plain. If you want to get rich, don't ask, what do I need to do? Ask, who do I need to become to make wealth inevitable? Because action without identity is short-lived. You'll do the right thing on Monday and sabotage it by Friday. You'll start with fire, then doubt will whisper, and you'll backslide into hesitation. That's why most people don't fail because they're lazy. They fail because their identity is misaligned with their ambition. You can't run a $1 million business with a $10 mindset. You can't attract wealth when deep down you believe you're not worthy of it. You can't scale when your emotional state collapses every time something doesn't go your way. You want wealth? Then upgrade your internal architecture. Not your logo, not your brand colors, you. So let's go deeper through each of these 10 principles, not as steps, but as levels of personal evolution. E. Clarity is not just knowing what your business does, it's knowing who you are inside it. When you wake up in the morning, do you know what problem you're solving? Do you know whose life you're changing? Do you know in crystal detail what makes your offer irreplaceable in the marketplace? Because if you don't, your audience won't either. Clarity is what makes your message cut through the noise. Clarity is what makes your brand feel alive. Clarity is what turns a stranger into a customer and a customer into a believer. But you don't get clarity by sitting still. You get it by acting into alignment, by testing, failing, refining, repeating, by being brave enough to show up before everything's perfect and precise enough to listen when the market speaks. You want to be rich? Then speak like someone who knows exactly what they stand for, who they serve, and where they're going. Uncertainty repels wealth, but clarity draws it in like a magnet. 2. Consistency is the hammer that builds trust. You can be the best at what you do, but if you're invisible half the time, you're not trusted. And in business, trust is currency. Show up. Show up when you're tired. Show up when nobody's commenting. Show up when the sales are slow. Show up because this isn't about feelings anymore, it's about frequency. The world rewards those who keep promises. And consistency is how you keep promises to your future. The most successful people in business don't get there because they had more talent. They just outlived the ones who quit too early. They stayed in the room. They showed up. And because they showed up, the compound effect kicked in. And that's what most people never let happen. They quit right before the momentum was about to explode. 3. Sell transformation, not tools. If you want to get rich, stop obsessing over the features. Stop listing specs. Stop talking like an expert trying to impress other experts. Talk like a guide who understands the customer's journey. If you sell fitness coaching, you're not selling workout plans, you're selling self-respect, energy, the ability to look in the mirror and like who you see. If you sell branding, you're not selling logos, you're selling authority, influence, relevance, confidence. Every product is a vehicle, but people don't fall in love with the car, they fall in love with the destination. And if you can paint the destination so vividly, so powerfully, that they feel it before they experience it, they'll buy. Rich entrepreneurs don't compete on price, they compete on meaning. They sell outcomes, not ingredients. 4. Cash discipline is the difference between looking successful and being sustainable. Most people increase their income and immediately increase their expenses. They finally make $10 Kelvin a month and then buy a $2,000 couch, a $700 coffee machine, and fly first class for dopamine. Number. The rich stay quiet while they build. They live beneath their means while stacking capital. They don't need to prove they're doing well. They're too busy making sure they'll keep doing well for decades. You want to scale? Then protect your cash. Audit every dollar. Invest in assets, not appearances. Because the difference between broke entrepreneurs and wealthy founders isn't the product, it's how they treat the profit. 5. Systems are the only way to escape the prison of your own success. You can hustle your way to 5 figures, maybe even 6, but you cannot hustle your way to sustainable wealth. Hustle will break you. Systems will free you. Every rich entrepreneur eventually has to ask, how do I build this without me at the center? If your entire business depends on you showing up, delivering, solving, and responding, then your business owns you. Build processes. Build automations. Build documentation. Teach someone else to do what you do. And most importantly, stop being the bottleneck. The most expensive thing in your business is not ads or tech, it's your ego refusing to let go. Leak. Master communication and money will never be far from you again. Learn how to speak so that hearts respond. Learn how to write so that people move. Learn how to explain what you do in 10 words, with power and certainty. Great communication creates belief. Belief drives action. Action creates momentum, and momentum prints wealth. But communication doesn't come by chance. It is a skill. Practice it. Obsess over it. Study how stories work. Study how objections form. Study how people decide. The world is not changed by the smartest, it's changed by the ones who can articulate the truth with rhythm and fire. 7. Solve real, painful problems. Don't sell things that just look cool. Sell things that fix pain, that save time, that bring clarity, that remove stress, that make someone's life better the moment they use it. The quickest path to getting rich is to solve problems people can't ignore. When your solution becomes oxygen, people will find you. And how do you know you found the right problem? When it hurts people financially, emotionally, or mentally to not fix it. Serve there, solve that, build for them, not for applause, not for ego, for usefulness. 8. Guard your mind like it's your bank account. You wouldn't let someone take $10,000 from your wallet, so why do you let them take your focus, your peace, your clarity? Curate your environment. Detox from negativity. Block the noise. Choose the voices you let influence your thinking, because what goes in comes out. And if you feed your mind with garbage, your business will produce garbage in ideas, in habits, in results. Every successful entrepreneur you admire protects their mind like royalty protects a throne, because they know when the mind is right, everything else can be figured out. 9. Treat your customers like family. Build relationships, not transactions. Speak to them like humans. Serve them with excellence. Follow up even after the sale. Make them feel something. Because people don't remember what you said, they remember how you made them feel. And in the age of automation and AI, humanity is the new luxury. If you love your customers, they'll love you back. And loyal customers are worth 10 times more than new ones. So treat the few like royalty, and they'll bring the many. 10. Never stop growing. Reinvent yourself every year. Upgrade your identity, your skills, your systems, your mindset. The fastest way to die in business is to stay the same. You're either evolving or evaporating. There is no standing still in entrepreneurship. The game changes, the tools shift, the market matures, and only the students survive. You want to stay rich? Stay curious. Stay humble. Stay hungry. Because the greatest threat to your future is thinking what got you here will get you there. It won't. You will have to evolve. Burn old strategies. Say goodbye to what used to work. Embrace the unknown. And build again. That's what the rich do. They outgrow everyone else. And if you're willing to do that not once, but continually, you will never just be successful. You'll be inevitable. So now you know the 10 principles that don't just lead to success, they demand it. You've seen the inner architecture of the wealthy. Not just what they do, but how they think, how they decide, how they move through the world. And now comes the real moment. Not applause, not reflection, decision. Because if you don't decide today, now, with the full weight of who you are, then all of this becomes a memory, a flicker of possibility drowned in the gravity of habit. Another dream sedated by routine. But you didn't read this to feel good. You read this to wake up. You read this to turn the corner, to burn the bridge between you and your old self. To take these 10 principles and forge them into a new identity, because that's the only way this works. Not by memorizing the list, but by embodying it. You don't get rich by doing rich things once in a while. You get rich by living like you are already the person who belongs in that future. You speak like them, you work like them, you schedule like them, you decide like them. Not someday now, because success doesn't wait. Wealth does not cater to the hesitant. The market does not slow down for your fear. And the clock, the one ticking while you debate, delay, and daydream, does not care how long you think you have. So listen to me closely now. This is your moment to stop dabbling, to stop asking, how long will it take? And start asking, how far can I go if I start today? To stop building businesses that are just shells of your potential and start building cathedrals of value, of vision, of impact. To stop living in reaction and start engineering your reality. You are not too late. You are not underqualified. You are not unworthy. You are simply uncultivated. But the soil is there. The fire is there. The calling is already in motion. And the only thing standing between you and everything you say you want is the version of you still holding on to hesitation. Let them go. Let the timid you die. Bury them. Thank them and rise. Rise into someone who wakes up with direction. Someone who protects their calendar like a castle. Someone who speaks in clarity. Who sells with heart. Who serves with precision. Who thinks in systems. Who builds with rhythm. Who reinvents without fear. Who evolves without apology. Because this world is not waiting for another product. It's waiting for a person. A person who lives these 10 principles so deeply that everything they touch turns to value. You want to get rich? Then become undeniable. Become the person who is so aligned, so clear, so disciplined, so grounded in service, that money has no choice but to find you. Not because you begged for it, because you earned it, because you built the system. You mastered the process. You cultivated the habits. You guarded your energy. You refined your offer. You sharpened your message. You managed your money. You elevated your standards. You studied your craft. You led your team. You mentored your clients. You became wealth in human form. And wealth responds to itself. Let me say that again. Wealth responds to itself. It doesn't respond to desperation. It doesn't respond to confusion. It doesn't respond to people trying to hack the process. It flows toward those who think in abundance, operate in order, and serve in excellence. That's what this is about. You're not just starting a business. You're starting a movement of one, a ripple that will affect your family, your community, your future clients, your future self. And if you do this right, if you build not from ego but from ethic, not from panic but from principle, you will not just become wealthy. You will become immovable. Because success is temporary if your identity stays small. But when you expand who you are, success becomes the byproduct. You don't chase the money. The money finds you. So let this be your vow, that from this day forward, you will live like the future depends on it. You will act like someone who knows opportunity is watching. You will work like your legacy is listening. You will protect your energy, refine your craft, and execute with intention too sharp to ignore. Because this isn't about tactics anymore. This is about who you're becoming. And who you're becoming is unstoppable. So go now. Go build like a founder who never looks back. Go create like someone who knows their voice carries weight. Go move like someone who finally understands what it means to be free. Because you do. And you will. And when they ask how you did it, when they ask how you went from ordinary to extraordinary, you'll tell them the truth. I didn't wait. I didn't guess. I built it law by law, breath by breath, brick by brick. And the wealth? It followed.